Hello to my beautiful soul tribe and welcome to my channel Roseology. First of all, before we get started here, I just have to say the biggest thank you for helping this channel to reach 20,000 subscribers. You guys have no clue how awesome it is to have found each and every one of you. I never knew that I had such a big soul family or a big soul tribe, so thank you guys for giving me a place to belong in the world and for opening up your hearts to me. I am so moved by this beautiful, positive, well-protected space that we've built together. This is probably one of the most beautiful things I've ever been a part of creating, so just thank you so very much. I really do love you guys. I was wrestling with whether or not to film this video today because I really wanted to just kind of unplug and fully get into this full moon in Pisces energy. But then I realized like over a week ago that I channeled a message that was obviously meant for this video, and the timing of this full moon, the planetary placements, the energy right now, like all of it goes together so perfectly well. So I had to film this video for you guys today. So this video is all about the Pisces full moon, which is happening September 13th or the 14th, depending on where you live. But you can work with new and full moon energy for about 3 to 5 days before and after. But while very many people on the internet and just in general are very focused on kind of manifesting for this full moon, I actually saw this full moon as the most perfect opportunity to connect to spirit or to develop psychic abilities. And that's what we're going to be focusing on today. I've been receiving a lot of comments asking, how do I connect to spirit? And honestly, that is such a powerful question because it's like, yeah, that's the first step into spirituality, honestly, is first of all, that connection has to be established. And this is the perfect full moon to not only talk about how you can connect to spirit, but also how you can activate or strengthen your psychic gifts, because we all have psychic gifts, not just people that are spiritual or religious, not just people that do tarot readings on the internet. We all have them. So if that interests you, or if you are interested in connecting to spirit, if you want to know how to connect to spirit, if you want to activate your psychic gifts or strengthen them, if you really want to connect to your own soul, your own higher self, to any deities or higher powers, anything like that, this is what we're going to be talking about and focusing on today, is how to connect to the spirit and how we can use this full moon to completely lift the veil and have a tangible encounter with source. Okay, that's the biggest difference here, is we can connect to spirit any time of the year, but this particular full moon is literally going to lift the veil between the two worlds, so that the way we can tangibly, practically, and logically connect to spirit. So it's going to be a lot easier for those of you really struggling with that connection, establishing a connection. It's going to be way easier to have a tangible encounter and to connect with source. Okay, so I'll also be including, like I do in every new and full moon video, some crystals and herbs that you can work with, and I also pulled a few cards that we'll be looking at in a little bit here. So before we get started, I just wanted to offer about a 20-second or so meditation to help you guys tap into your own source and to connect with the energy here and the energy of this full moon, the energy of the collective. So if you'd like to participate, take a deep breath in for about 5 seconds, hold that breath for 3 seconds, and exhale for 6 to 7 seconds a few times. Once you've done that, we'll start that meditation right now. So hopefully that meditation helped you to get tapped into my energy and the energy of this reading. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in today. I love you guys so much. Now let's go ahead and get started. All right, you guys. So basically, I just kind of wanted to start off by explaining exactly how we can get connected to source, exactly how we can connect to spirit, because spirituality is not necessarily something that can be explained. It's not something that can be taught, because it's different for every single person. Just like every single person has their own unique, individualized language when you're speaking to them, when you're interacting with them, when you're dealing with a person, everybody has their own language, because everybody interprets things through their own way, through their own system, through their own process. So everybody's road to spirit is completely different from the next person. And that's why it can't be put into terms. It can't be put into words. It can't be put into a religion necessarily. Religion is there to help kind of guide us if we need help and assistance, but it can't establish that connection. That is something that we have to do on our own. Okay. So we are energy, we are spirit, we are infinite eternal beings, but we are also flesh, blood, and bone. We are human. This temporary home that we are living in, This body, this earth, is to be respected, honored, and appreciated. I know everyone wants to awaken the Kundalini and open the third eye and the crown chakra. And that's what a lot of the internet does, almost in a way, trying to almost like sell spirituality. Open your third eye and open the crown chakra. But the third eye and the crown chakra is just as important as the root chakra. Honestly, the root chakra might be the most important chakra that we have, because to connect back to the soul, you must first be connected to the root. And that's why it is called the root, because that is where it starts. It is the beginning of your journey to the soul and to connecting with the soul. We are a being of two dimensions. We're multidimensional beings. But here on this earthly plane, we are spirit and we are flesh. So in spirituality, we often forget or neglect or try to abandon the body or the physical plane. But we are here in this incarnation and in this body and in this physical plane. So that is why it is advised to spend some time around nature, animals, and alone to connect back to the root chakra, because the root chakra is the home that we first encountered on the way to spirit or the crown chakra. So the root is the root. You have to connect to the body, your body, connect to your sexuality, connect to sex, connect to your partner, to people, connect to the flesh and bone first. Just living in this home, in this physical body, does not mean that a connection has already just been established to the soul. We have to manually establish that. So feel your own presence, feel your skin, your eyes, your toes, your legs, your hands, feel everything and connect to it all at once. We usually have to be still to be able to do this, but this is called grounding. So this is the first stop or the first step to the soul. It goes from root to crown, not crown to root. It goes root, sacral, solar, heart, throat, third eye, crown. Okay, so focus on the present, because we have to start with the root first. So focus on the present, focus on the now, focus on your breath, your body, the way your body feels. Connect to it first, listen to it. Once you can hear, feel, and experience your body, you are successfully tapped into the root. Once you tap into the root, you simultaneously tap into the crown chakra or the soul. So we must start at step one, which is the root. So the root chakra is the first major energy center in the body, and the roots are connected to logic, reasoning, the tangible and physical plane, the world, our reality. The root is everything you can touch, feel, and interact with. Every other chakra after the root cannot be tangibly held or interacted with. You can feel, hear, or sense every other chakra, but the only chakra that you can touch and tangibly interact with is the root. That is why the first step to connecting to the soul is connecting to what it is that you can touch and feel, which is the body. The body is the key to the soul. Spirituality and religion, they kind of have a way sometimes of trying to separate us from the body, because there's a saying, to be absent in the body is to be present with the spirit. But if we have not connected to step one, the body, how can we connect to the final step, which is the soul? To not want tangible things, sex, wealth, the ego, is unrealistic, because we are the ego. We're the root as well as we are the soul. Balance is key here. Moderation. To maintain and reach the soul is to maintain or reach the body. We cannot connect to the soul without first connecting to the physical world plane around us. The root or the body is the key to unlocking and getting to the spirit, okay? The root needs to be strong for a tree to stand, right? The roots need nourishment and life to give life to the tree and for the tree to grow. You must nourish your body and the relationship that you have with your body. Nourish the physical realm that you live in. Nourish the relationships that you have. Nourish your relationship that you have with your body. Nourish the physical plane that you are a temporary resident of. If you are disassociating with the body or the physical realm or any aspect of yourself, you're disassociating from the first step and the key to the soul, which is the root chakra. So your root chakra may need some love, time, and nourishment. So spend a week with your root chakra only, just your root chakra. Every day of the week, I deal with a different chakra. So like on Sunday, that is my day. That's my date with spirit. I never miss a Sunday. I never miss a date with spirit. But Sunday is my day to just connect to spirit, just to connect to source and the collective. But basically on Sunday, I will focus on the root chakra. Monday, I'll focus on the sacral. Tuesday, the solar plexus, and so on and so forth. But if I am feeling like I need some extra work with a certain chakra, I will not hesitate to spend an entire week with just focusing and meditating on that chakra, just healing that chakra, refortifying it, strengthening it, So you may need some time to nourish your root chakra, especially if you deal with a lot of fears, anxieties, things like that. it usually comes from the root chakra. Our root chakra is what controls our fears and how it is that we see and experience the physical plane, reality, our world, life. Okay, so spend a week with your root chakra, getting to know it, becoming more comfortable with your body, with sex, with the world around you, with the people around you. Focus there first before focusing on the soul. We'll worry about the soul later, you know. I know it sounds really weird to say, but we'll worry about that later. Focus on connecting and providing the body and the physical plane with the love and attention that it needs. Once you know how to take care of, feed, or nourish the roots, then you can facilitate and begin to interact with the spirit, or in other words, you'll just unlock the spirit. You'll unlock the access to the soul. So that's just a little breakdown of how we can get in touch with spirit on a regular basis. But this full moon in Pisces is an amazing time to do this. And I know a lot of people are talking about how spiritual Pisces and Neptune is and how spiritual this full moon is. So some of you may be feeling like it's really important to connect with or focus on your spirit for this full moon. But in my opinion, this Pisces full moon is going to do all of that work for you when it comes to connecting to the spirit realm, because Pisces is so spiritual. It's innately spiritual. So don't exert more energy than you have to when it comes to connecting. The veil is already going to be extremely thin, so much so to the point that you connecting with your body will end up being a highly spiritual experience for you that can help connect you to the collective and to divine intelligence. This is why we work with astrology and spirituality, because when you learn how to work with the energy of the heavens and the planets, you can see which areas in your life that you may need to exert energy, as well as the areas where you don't need to. So allow the heavens to do the work for you. So for those wanting to just establish a connection or a relationship to the spirit realm, do not focus on the spirit. Do not focus on your soul. Do not focus on spirituality if you're trying to connect. Just focus on the tangible physical world around you. Focus on connecting to it, feeling it, embracing it, experiencing it, not just living through it, but fully embracing and experiencing it, okay? So astrologically, what's going on here, there's a door being formed, or a portal almost, with this Pisces full moon because of Neptune, which is the ruler of Pisces. Neptune conjuncts my ascendant, like it's sitting directly beside my ascendant, as well as two other generational planets. So I'm pretty acquainted with Neptune, and I'm going to be real with you guys. I spent majority of my life hating Neptune, or the energy that it brought to my life, because at a young age I would see a lot, hear a lot, and experience a lot from the spiritual realm. And these weren't like happy, fluffy, go lucky, like, you know, experiences. These were low vibrational entities that I was seeing, and you couldn't tell me that I wasn't saying what I was saying when I'm staring at something that's not like, it's not transparent. It looked just as real as you and me. So the things that I experienced and saw at a young age, they were so real and they were so tangible. They weren't like the things that you would see in the movie, like transparent, you know, see-through sort of things. It wasn't like that at all. This was like, I'm seeing something that looks exactly like another person. And I could see these things, see me, see them, you know? There was like an acknowledgement on both ends that like, yeah, I see you, you see me. And I would have these experiences a lot growing up, so much that at one point in my life, my sole focus was running as far away from spirituality as I could, because I didn't understand what I was seeing and experiencing. But I knew it was real. I never doubted spirit or the spirit realm. I've always had this innate knowing that spirit is just as real as you and me. But seeing those things made me really want to disconnect, and I eventually did for a lot of my life. So this is the shadow side of Neptune. And I don't want to say shadow, honestly, because Neptune doesn't really have a shadow side. Well, everything does. But Neptune is more so misunderstood than bad or evil, you know, because you literally cannot logically understand Neptune. Trying to understand Neptune is like trying to understand emotions. We don't necessarily know where they come from. They just occur or happen to us. Yes, someone or something can trigger our emotions, but we can't control or dictate our emotional responses. We can only control our behavior. So Neptune is literally like a drug. It's like trying to explain to somebody like what a high might be or what a high might feel like. And it's like, no, you just got to try it and see what it is for yourself, you know? The reason why I told you guys a little brief sort of story of my encounter with Neptune at my young age is because I want you guys to understand that to connect to your spirit means opening that door or walking through that portal, where now instead of solely acknowledging the physical realm that we live in, now you are encountering the spiritual realm as well. So when these two planes come together, it's not always graceful. Sometimes things clash. Sometimes there's like quantum rips and things where you see things that don't necessarily fit into the realm that you're seeing things in. But in the physical realm, certain things that might happen, it's like, okay, that doesn't fit with the physical realm. That doesn't fit with this physical conscious experience that I'm having. So when these two planes come together, it's not always graceful. graceful, sometimes they clash. And the things that you can experience or see because of Neptune's influence, because Neptune, it's highly, highly spiritual. So the things that you can see or experience because of Neptune's influence can scare or disturb anyone if they are not first grounded by the root. The root chakra is what grounds and centers you, so that while you are having these highly spiritual experiences, you are also grounded in your own reality, remembering that you are also a child of flesh and bone, the tangible physical world. So that's why the root chakra deals with our fears, because when you are grounded, you realize that you control your fears. And in order to fear something, you must give yourself permission. So Neptune is the ruler of Pisces and is sitting pretty in the sign of Pisces. But Neptune also is in conjunction with the moon, you guys. So Neptune is exalted in the sign of Cancer, and Cancer is ruled by the moon. So Neptune and the moon coming together is extremely powerful because the moon rules our emotional being, aka subconscious. Neptune, who is highly tuned into the vibrations of the universe, coming together with our emotions is going to leave us feeling exposed to the frequencies of the collective. So it's also easy to be deceived at this time because Neptune is kind of like exploring the forest at night. You have no clue what's 2 feet in front of you, and that tree that's beside you might look like Bigfoot or something else because there's no light, so you can't clearly see to make out what you're actually seeing. So now the imagination begins to run wild with assumptions to fill in the blank of what it is experiencing. So Neptune can be extremely delusional when you don't know how to maneuver through it, especially when it comes together with the moon. It can be emotionally deceptive, but there's a way to see through all of the delusions and assumptions and deceptions, and that's by being connected to the root. The root will keep you grounded so you can fully dive into what it is that you are sensing, feeling, and experiencing, but you will be able to also maintain practical reasoning about what is happening. So instead of assuming Bigfoot is standing right in front of you because it's dark out, you'll be able to reason with yourself and say, but I don't know that for sure. It could be a tree or an animal or something else, or maybe it is Bigfoot. But that practical reasoning will keep you from deep diving into your anxiety, and it will help to keep you grounded. And that's exactly what is happening with this full moon, because while the moon and Neptune are in the sign of Pisces, the sun, Mars, Mercury, and Venus will all be sitting in the mutable earth sign of Virgo. And Virgo is probably the most practical of all the earth signs in a sense, which is Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. So can you guys see how this is literally the most perfect time to dive deep into our subconscious and the spirit realm to establish a connection with spirit? Because those personal planets, the sun, Mars, Mercury, and Venus, are in the signs of Virgo, an earth sign. All of the earth signs are naturally rooted in the tangible physical plane. They don't have to work too hard to get rooted. And all of the personal planets will be in this naturally rooted sign or state, while the moon and Neptune is going to be giving us the ride of our lives in the spirit plane, okay? This is the most perfect time for you guys to establish a connection to spirit and the soul through practical means. And that's why I keep emphasizing using this full moon to connect to your body and the physical world around you, because the planets are already lifting the veil. You don't have to even raise a finger at this point. You can almost too easily transport yourself to the spiritual plane through the physical body and the physical realm this full moon. And the thing is, once you establish that connection to the spirit for the first time, it's like learning how to ride a bike. You never forget it. So this is a connection you can make that will last you the rest of your life, because like I said, all the personal planets are in the earth signs. The earth signs have to do with sustainability and longevity, how we can maintain something through manual labor, through manual maintenance, okay? If you establish that connection during this full moon, while all these personal planets are in the earth sign of Virgo, this will be a connection that lasts you the rest of your life. You will forever remember how to connect back to spirit with this one technique it is that you learn during this full moon, okay? So if you're wanting to activate, enhance, or strengthen your spiritual gifts, you can manifest that very easily for this full moon. Candle gazing, sound bowls. Sound is going to be an amazing way to connect to Pisces and Neptune. So things like chanting, incantations, music, sound bowls, listening to planetary frequencies even. I do that sometimes when I'm really trying to connect to a planet for whatever reason. If I'm trying to attract or get rid of something, I'll play the corresponding planetary frequencies at night as I sleep. I can list the videos down below that I listen to for the planetary frequencies for you guys, because you can use those vibrations to create, destroy, attract, banish, whatever it is that you want and need in your life. It works very fast. So yeah, sound is going to be super powerful this full moon. Visualizations like candle gazing, drawing, sex is going to be very powerful for this full moon as well. Sexual energy is already a very powerful thing because it is using our life force energy. So that's another way to really connect to this full moon. Mirror gazing. Another thing that that's, we usually use a full moon to release things or to get rid of certain things. It's really up to you, whatever it is you're called to do. I've attracted during a full moon, and I've released during a new moon. So it's really up to you. Whatever it is you feel led to do is what you're going to want to do. If you are spiritually led to do something, that means that is your spirit telling you and urging you, hey, you need to do this, because our spirit is one that is very in sync and in tune with the energies of the collective. So it's really smart and wise to listen to the spirits, whatever it is that you are spiritually led to do. But if you want to get rid of something, one amazing thing to get rid of for this full moon in particular is limiting beliefs, because Neptune is such a dreamer. So if you want to get rid of any sort of limiting or constricting beliefs, any sort of programming or conditioning that you've been subjected to, this is the perfect full moon for that. And if you want to manifest, writing your intentions down is always a good thing. You can write down, I want to connect to spirit, or I want to activate or strengthen my spiritual gifts. If you don't have anything specific you want to ask for, me personally, sometimes I literally just tell spirit in the universe, like, you know what's best for me, so take the reins and just give me an abundance of what it is that I need or want that is for my highest and greatest good. This is a powerful moon to ask for whatever you feel is impossible, because like I was saying, Neptune is the dreamer. Neptune is otherworldly. That's why it's an escapist, because it doesn't feel like it belongs on Earth. So this is the perfect time to manifest things you feel are unrealistic or impractical or impossible. Neptune loves to validate the earthbound dreamers. So work with Neptune's planetary frequency. Like I said, I'll link that down below for you guys. Moon gazing is going to be another very powerful tool that you can use to talk directly to the universe for this full moon. Speaking over yourself is going to be another awesome way to make any changes that you want to make in your life. Speaking over yourself is almost like putting a spell on yourself, where you are saying who you are or what you want to be and what it is that you need or want while staring at yourself in a mirror, or maybe in a pool of water, something like that. So just make sure first and foremost that root chakra is activated and grounded before gazing at the moon or flame or the mirror or water, or trying to make any sort of spiritual contact. Be grounded first, so you're not shaken by whatever it is you may see, hear, feel, or experience. All right. So a few good crystals that you guys can use would be lapis lazuli. I have a tiny little piece of lapis lazuli over here. I don't have a lot. I actually need to go pick some up from my metaphysical shop, because I really have been drawn to this stone lately. Aquamarine, labradorite is going to be another really amazing, powerful stone to use for this full moon in Pisces. It's a very spiritual stone. Turquoise would be another good one. I have a very tiny little piece here of turquoise. Any sort of agate, any sort of crystal agate that you have. This is a blue lace agate right here. I've been really drawn to blue lately. This is another agate, so I'm not even sure which one this is. I don't even know. I just purchased it because it was so pretty, but I actually need to figure that out. Moonstone's going to be really good. Another really amazing stone for you guys that are just wanting to establish a connection to the spiritual realm is going to be smoky quartz. Smoky quartz is amazing at grounding. Okay, this is one of the most powerful stones when it comes to grounding and centering yourself. So this is going to be a really amazing stone to use if you're just trying to simply establish a connection to the spirit realm. Okay, I've got a little moonstone necklace here that I actually wear. I think it's actually opalite. They try to sell it as moonstone, but I think it's opalite. Amethyst is another really good stone to use for this full moon in Pisces. I have amethyst here with a selenite wand sitting on top of it. Pink granite is another stone that I'm very drawn to use for this Pisces full moon. I happened to find some of this when I was walking my dog, and I don't know why I was drawn to it, because at first glance it just looks like a plain rock, but I was so drawn to it. And later on in the day, I happened to come across a book that I owned that talked about pink granite, and I never knew it was associated to past lives in ancient times in ancient Egypt. It blew my mind, but I've been called to get back into working with this for this full moon for some reason. I've been really thinking about it lately. As well as celestine is another crystal that I'm going to be working with, because I've just been working with it literally over the last 3 days now. Celestine is really good for astral traveling and astral projection if you're interested in that, but please be extra grounded before attempting to astral project, because that is one of the most intense experiences a person can have. Another thing that I'm going to really be working with for this full moon is runes. So if you guys know what runes are, they're just stones with little runic symbols and codes on them that mean something. It's another form of divination, and this is something that I'm going to be working with, because I actually just picked these rune stones up the day before yesterday, and I really didn't know why I wanted some runes. Now I understand why, because this Pisces full moon is coming up, and I've always wanted to get more comfortable working with runes. So this is perfect time to get more comfortable, more acquainted with your tools, with different divination tools. So if you guys are interested in learning about tarot, working with runes, working with candle gazing, crystal ball gazing, anything like that, anything that you maybe don't know too much about but you're really interested in, this is the perfect full moon to establish that. Remember, we're establishing a connection to the spirit realm, so that means any sort of tool that you can use to get connected to the spiritual realm, perfect full moon to get comfortable and acquainted with these things, as well as all of your other tools. So your crystals, if you use any sort of wands, if you use any sort of herbs and plants and things like that, this is the perfect time to really get acquainted and to establish a connection to the different tools that you use as well, because your tools mean nothing if there's no connection established with them. It's not the tools and the cards that are telling us anything, but the cards and the tools are what triggers our subconscious, and it's what triggers our spirit to connect to that spiritual realm and to get the messages and receive the downloads of information it is that we receive. Okay, so some different herbs you guys can work with that'll be perfect for this full moon is basil, lemon, lavender, rose, myrrh, rosemary, patchouli, mugwort, the lotus flower I've been super drawn to as of late, and it carries this amazing vibration of rebirth because it closes at night and then it reopens in the morning. It has to do with the cycle of rebirth and reincarnation. So some different fruits or foods for offerings if you're working with deities or any sort of spirits that love offerings, or if you just want to leave an offering to the universe on your altar, peaches, strawberries, and pears are going to be amazing to work with for this full moon. A good color to work with, me personally, I'm going to be working with the color blue and blue candles, things like that, because I've been very drawn to blue the last couple of days, about the last 2 weeks or so now. So I'll be using a blue candle. This is a candle that I actually made not too long ago. So I'm actually going to be working with this one because, you know, I made it and I put a lot of love into it. So I feel like I'm a lot more connected to this candle versus one that I just bought at the store. I might actually start selling some of the candles and stuff that I make because I actually use candles because I love working with flame and I love working with fire magic. So I may actually start making my candles available to you guys for purchase if you're interested in using candles and things to manifest or to banish and get rid of certain things in your life. So I'll be using a blue candle, but you can never go wrong with just a plain white candle as well. And you can pick these up from anywhere, literally, like the Dollar Tree sells all different types of candles, all different types of colored candles for literally like $1. So you can pick these up anywhere. But if you are trying to release anything from your life, because like I said, on the full moon, that's what many people do. They're usually focusing on releasing or banishing certain things from their life. So if you're focused on that, a black candle would work amazing as well, or a black and a white tiered candle if you want to release and also attract at the same time for the same full moon. As well as I'll be working with a certain goddess in my life to capitalize off of all these goddess vibes. But this goddess I'm going to be working with, she adores the color blue, and Neptune is considered to be the higher octave of Venus and is a feminine planet. Plus, with Neptune teaming up with the moon and the moon being the great mother, this is a time to really connect to the sacred feminine and your inner goddess, whether you are a man or a woman. So if you've really been trying to connect to your divine feminine, this is the perfect full moon for that. If you're going to write intentions or anything like that, after you write intentions, you can bury it, you can burn it, you can scatter the ashes outside, or you can allow the ashes to be taken away by the wind, or you can take your intentions and place them in a body of water like a river, lake, or the ocean. Another powerful technique that I'm also going to be implementing for this full moon is to take a bottle of water and to infuse that water with the energy you want or need in your life by visualizing and feeling that energy. The molecular structure of water can be manipulated, and this has been scientifically proven. So after you've infused that water with the energy that you want, you can place it on your altar for the full moon, for the night of the full moon, or outside under the full moon for that night. And then the day after the full moon, drink 1 sip of that water every day for 30 days. And every sip you take, feel the energy that you infused into it. This is an extremely powerful technique. Every time I use it in my life drastically develops or evolves in some sort of way. All right, so those are different things that you guys can be working with. But like I said, be spiritually led as to what it is you want to work with or interact with or experiment with. Just be intuitively led. I'm just throwing out some ideas for you guys that are just wondering where to start. So let's go on ahead and check out these cards, because this is the last thing that we're going to be checking out for this video. This video is getting kind of long now. So we're going to be checking out the tarot cards first, and then I'm going to be doing all the oracle cards afterwards, okay? The very first one that we have is the Hierophant. Very interesting. Very, he has been following me around now for the last couple of weeks. And the Magician, wow. Oh my God, that is powerful. And the very last tarot card that we have, you guys, Moonchild. Wow. I am floored right now. These three cards, if you guys know tarot, you're going to be floored at these three cards just because it's like, it's everything that I've been talking about. The Hierophant and the Magician here with the Moonchild card, it's like, are you kidding me? Like, I knew I was feeling this energy extremely strongly and I knew I had to film this video for a reason, but these three cards just sums everything up for me because the Hierophant, he is the divine channel to spirit because he is the priest or the Pope of the tarot. And the Pope is what? He is the divine channel or medium between man and God. He hears from spirit and delivers these messages back. So the Hierophant represents a channel or a medium. And the Magician is someone that wills their desires or needs into being. He is sheer will. He is, I want something so I make it happen, whether I know how to make this happen or not. And I'm going to do it with the tools that I already have. Whether everything is working against me, whether I am unevenly matched, it really doesn't matter. The Magician is the Magician because he makes things happen that he shouldn't be able to make things happen. Just out of sheer will, he figures it out. I want something so I make it happen, whether I know how to or not, with the tools I already have, nothing more, nothing less. That is the Magician. And the Moonchild card here is a card that represents working with the energy of the cosmos, you guys. So basically, these cards have confirmed everything I've been talking about in this video. We are the divine connection. We are the channel. We are the medium to the spiritual realm. And the Magician, he is a conductor of magic and energy. So the cards here are saying that the door or portal is forming as an opportunity for the collective to channel higher frequencies, to channel higher powers, to channel divine intelligence, and to encounter our own vibrational frequency or soul while working with the moon, the full moon to be exact. Wow. I'm wow. I have no words, you guys, like no words right now. So let's just go on ahead and take a look at these oracle cards to see what else is going on here, to see what they're saying. So we have solar eclipse, revolution, Pluto transformation. I cannot right now. Next card that we have here is creativity. By all above and all below, let me connect, let creativity flow. And Pisces is a very creative sign. Neptune's a very creative planet. So really working with your creativity. If you want to really enhance your creativity or manifest certain ideas and things like that, perfect full moon for that as well. So that's a very interesting card to get. We have, look at this, you guys. Look at this. Magical powers. I weave and clear, I cast and know magic secrets to me now show. This is insane. The cards are crazy today. Oh my God. And both of these are purple, dealing with the crown chakra. Okay, the next two cards that we have, I Ching change and Wheel of Fortune, fate, enlightenment. You guys, Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided. You guys. Oh my God. Expect powerful change, new moon eclipse. Just like the other eclipse card down here, we have a solar eclipse card and a new moon eclipse card. I am legit freaking out at these cards. We have magical powers, enlightenment, creativity, Pluto transformation, solar eclipse revolution, change, fate, you guys, fate, Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided. Expect powerful change, another eclipse card. Combined with the Hierophant, who is the divine channel, he is the medium, and the Magician, who directs energy, and the Moonchild card here. There is definitely a door or a portal that is being formed, that is opening for this full moon in Pisces. The cards here are just all agreeing together with that. There's like fates are coming together, magical powers, creativity, creating. We are creating change, transformation, eclipses. Your guidance is divinely guided. The Akashic records, you guys, enlightenment. The card in the center is enlightenment. But what I'm actually being called to do right now is to allow you all to just sit with these cards, pause the video or take a screenshot, whatever it is you want to do, and to allow you guys to just come up with your own interpretation as to what these cards are saying to you. Whether or not you are familiar with tarot and oracle cards, just tune in and feel for a moment what the cards are saying to you, because they will speak to you, even if you don't have a lick of knowledge about tarot. So just like, what are these cards saying to you? And feel free to leave it in the comments down below if you want to share what these cards are saying to you. But I really just want you guys to just sit with this, and that's how I'm going to actually close out this video. It's what I'm being like led to do right now. So feel yourself, feel the cards, feel their presence, feel their energy. Allow them to say whatever it is that they want to say from a place of no judgment, from a place of love. You may feel something, you may get a thought, you may hear something, you may see something, you know, whatever it is, just allow it to happen. All right. I will list and link everything it is that I spoke about in this video down below in the description box. So I'm just going to let you you guys sit with these as I close out here, because I can't take it. And I need to go prepare for this full moon. The energy is way too high right now. I wasn't even supposed to film this video, honestly, but I had to get this out. So this would be a great way to get started into tapping into that spiritual connection here. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you for being magical, for being amazing, and for being you. I pray this video brought you some love, support, clarity, and strength. Thank you so much to your guides, my guides, our higher self and spirit itself for coming through and delivering this powerful message, because they came through heavy today. So hopefully you all come back to visit me soon. But until then, you guys, have fun with this full moon, embrace your beautiful sacred feminine, and get to know those roots. I'll be back next time, you guys. All right, bye.